Welcome to This Explainer. I am so thrilled to have you here today because we're talking about what is, without a doubt, the ultimate superpower in our hyper-connected modern era. I mean, think about what a standard morning looks like for a lot of us right now. You sit down, ready to write that absolutely crucial report or map out a big project, but before you even type the very first sentence, your AI assistant pings you with a summary of overnight emails, 3 different Slack channels light up like a Christmas tree, and your phone vibrates with a completely irrelevant notification, right? In this kind of environment, the simple ability to sit down, tune out all that noise, and just truly focus, well, it's become incredibly rare. And exactly because it's so rare, it has become incredibly valuable. So today, we're going to unlock exactly how you can reclaim that focus and literally wield it like a superpower.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for today, drawing on Georgetown University computer science professor Cal Newport's really revolutionary analysis of human focus. First, we're diagnosing the issue with a distraction epidemic. Then we prescribe the cure by looking at deep versus shallow work, uncovering the danger of attention residue, and laying out the actionable rules, the rhythmic routine, embracing boredom, and finally, draining the shallows.
Section 1. The Distraction Epidemic.
I really want you to just think about your daily work habits for a second. Most of us feel insanely busy, right? I mean, we leave the office or slam our laptops shut at the end of the day feeling utterly exhausted. But what feels like highly productive work is so often just this chaotic flurry of fragmented attention. And honestly, fragmented attention is our greatest modern weakness. We spend our entire days constantly reacting. We're ping-ponging between emails, messaging apps, back-to-back virtual meetings, and we never actually settle into a state of deep focus. Now, obviously, we all know we're distracted, but the truly scary truth from Cal Newport's research is the long-term cognitive toll this is taking on us. This isn't just some bad habit that makes you a little bit slower. Operating in this perpetual state of partial attention literally diminishes our cognitive capabilities over time. We think we're working hard, but we're actually just skimming the absolute surface of our true potential, and we're wiring our brains to panic the second things get quiet.
Section 2. Deep versus shallow work. To really figure out how to fix our focus, we have to look at Cal Newport's really sharp dichotomy between the two fundamentally different ways we spend our working hours. Let's contrast them. First up, you have deep work. This is professional activity performed in a state of completely distraction-free concentration. It has a massively high cognitive load. It pushes your brain to its absolute limits to create genuinely new value. Think writing complex code, designing a totally new product, drafting a brilliant strategy. And crucially, it is extremely hard to replicate. You can't just hand a deep work task over to a generative AI prompt or a distracted intern and get the same result. No way. On the flip side, we have shallow work. These are the administrative, logistical tasks you do while you're distracted. It's replying to that endless barrage of chat messages, organizing files, clearing out your inbox. It is easily replicated and inherently low value. Shallow work keeps you busy for sure, but it creates zero real output. Deep work is the only type of work that actually moves the needle in your career.
Section 3. The Danger of Attention Residue. This brings us to the hidden enemy that is actively destroying our cognitive capacity, even when we genuinely think we're doing everything right. Let me ask you this, and be honest. Do you ever check your phone for just 5 seconds during a major task? Maybe you hit a slight roadblock while writing a complex report. Your brain feels a tiny bit of friction, so you just quickly glance at a notification. We all do it. We tell ourselves, oh, it's only 5 seconds. I'll jump right back into my work without missing a beat. Well, I need to absolutely shatter the illusion that bouncing back and forth between tasks is a harmless habit.
It is not harmless at all, and that is because of a fascinating psychological concept developed by University of Minnesota business professor Sophie Leroy. It's called attention residue. Basically, when you switch from task A to task B, even if task B is literally just checking a quick text message, your attention doesn't cleanly switch over. A significant portion of your focus remains permanently stuck to that previous distraction. Your brain is secretly still processing the unfinished loop of whatever you just looked at. Imagine this residue as these physical, red trailing threads tethering your brain straight back to your inbox or your social media feed. When you pivot back to your main report, those invisible threads are actively draining your brain power. You're not operating at 100%. You're operating at a fraction of your actual cognitive capacity because your brain is trying to exist in 2 places at once. That innocent 5-second check? Yeah, it probably just cost you 20 minutes of peak cognitive performance.
Section 4. The Rhythmic Routine.
So how do we fight back? Well, Newport outlines 4 distinct deep work scheduling philosophies to help train this focus superpower. First is the monastic approach, which is total, ruthless isolation from the world. Think locking yourself in a cabin in the woods. Second is bimodal, where you split your time, maybe taking a full week off each month just to work deeply and leaving the rest for shallow tasks. Third is rhythmic, which means setting strict, predictable daily hours. And fourth is journalistic, which is switching into deep focus on a moment's notice whenever a free window pops up, kind of like a seasoned journalist on a tight deadline. Now look, while extreme isolation like the monastic approach works great for some reclusive authors, and the journalistic approach requires intense practice discipline, we need a shield designed for the average modern professional. For most of us, the absolute best answer is that third option.
Establishing a strict rhythmic routine is really how you survive. Picture creating a golden dome of protection around your workspace every single day, let's say from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. By turning deep work into a simple, regular habit, doing it at the exact same time in the exact same place every single day, you completely eliminate decision fatigue. You no longer wake up and wonder when you're going to find time to focus. The time is already defended. This rhythmic consistency is the secret sauce that ensures sustainable, uninterrupted daily focus over the course of an entire year.
Section 5. Embracing boredom.
Now, setting up a great schedule is only half the battle, right? Keeping your brain in the zone when it's actually time to work is a whole different challenge. You literally have to train your brain to stop seeking stimulation the second you stand in a line. Next time you're stuck in a slow-moving line at the grocery store, just look around. Notice all the frantically overstimulated people glued to their glowing screens, just swiping away the mere possibility of a quiet moment. Be different. Choose to be the calm, centered person simply standing there. Because here is the profound truth. If your brain learns a Pavlovian response where every single second of boredom is immediately cured by pulling out your phone to look at social media, it will absolutely never tolerate the lack of stimulation required for deep work. Deep work is hard. It feels boring sometimes. You have to practice embracing boredom. Sit with your thoughts, stare out a window, and crucially, you must ruthlessly quit the apps and tools that don't directly serve your core, meaningful life goals.
Section 6. Draining the shallows.
Finally, we need a mechanical strategy to handle all that unavoidable administrative busy work. Because let's face it, emails and meetings aren't magically going away. We just have to aggressively manage them. Step 1. Audit your daily tasks. Be brutally honest with yourself about what is actually shallow work. Step 2. Compress that shallow work into a tightly confined block, maybe from 4 to 5 p.m. Step 3. Strictly limit your total work hours to force efficiency. Think of batching your administrative tasks like dropping them into a giant digital funnel. It compresses all that shallow work into tiny, manageable gray cubes at the very end of your day. By forcing all the noise into a small container, you make massive amounts of room for your giant golden gear of cognitive production to spin freely during those peak morning hours.
To summarize our core thesis today, I really want you to remember this definitive statement. Busy does not equal productive. It is so incredibly easy to fall into the trap of measuring our worth by how exhausted we are. But true success in your career, and frankly the peace you feel in your life, comes from the quality of your unbroken focus and the rare value you create. It is never going to come from the sheer volume of your sent emails or how incredibly fast you reply on a messaging app.
I want to end this explainer by leaving you with a direct, provocative challenge. Think back over your day today. If you audited your last 24 hours, how many actual minutes did you spend in completely unbroken, deep work? Zero distractions, zero background tabs open, zero attention residue trailing behind you. Take a real moment and calculate that number. If that number is lower than you'd like, well, your mission starts today. Put away your phone, defend your time, embrace the depths, and awaken your cognitive superpower. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll catch you next time.